Hello everyone, today we are going to take a look at the legendary Fujifilm 35mm f1.4 on the Fujifilm X-T5 and its 40 megapixel sensor. This is maybe the most beloved lens on the Fujifilm system and my favorite. And with the decrease in size and weight of the X-T5 plus the 40 megapixel sensor, this might be my favorite combo of all time. So let's review the Fujifilm 35mm f1.4 on the X-T5. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Andrei Dima, I'm a professional travel photographer and video maker. If you haven't seen other reviews about this lens, I'm going to go fast over build quality. It's a tough nut to crack. Look at my copy, it's been through hell and works perfectly. Yes, it is not weather sealed and you will get some dust inside in time, but overall it is very well built. Let's move on to autofocus. This is one of the oldest Fujifilm lenses and the autofocus is not stellar, but I find it improved on the Fujifilm X-T5 and X-H2S, the cameras I use at the moment. Not by much, but it performs better than on the X-T4. When it comes to video autofocus, it works a lot better than it did on older generations. I used it for video on the X-T4, but always using manual focusing because the autofocus was not reliable. But this lens was never made for video. This lens was made in a time that Fujifilm engineers did not think about video. Now the good news are that with some tweaks the XF 35mm f1.4 now performs decently on the X-T5 if you get past the focus breathing. Let's take a look at some autofocus tests. As you can see, it is not great but usable in some situations. Okay, now let's talk about the thing you all are waiting for. Is the 35mm f1.4 a match for the demanding 40 megapixel APS-C sensor of the Fujifilm X-T5? But first, let's get some things out of the way. I need and prefer high megapixel cameras for my work. But do you need 40 megapixels? No, you don't. You can get great results for social media even with 12 megapixels. I think these days the sweet spot for cameras is 24 or 26. And most people don't need more than that even if they want to print large. Another thing, 40 megapixels and better autofocus are not going to make you a better photographer. You can be an amazing photographer with an X-T1. Practice learning things about light, shapes, composition. I'm not going to enumerate all the things, but those are more important than an expensive camera. And with that said, you don't really need a lens to resolve 40 megapixels. All lenses are going to get a boost from more megapixels. Some will resolve just 30, some more. And I think with this lens, the character is more important. And that is not going away with newer cameras. Those of us that make money from photography, we buy newer and faster cameras to make our jobs easier and save time to do other things like spending time with our families or run a YouTube channel. A lot of people got confused when Fujifilm released their list of lenses that support or resolve 40 megapixels. And I am sure that even those lenses don't resolve 40 megapixels at their brightest aperture, like the 50mm f1. So don't get scared from a marketing list, your lenses will still be okay on the new 40 megapixel sensor. Okay, so the Fujifilm 35mm f1.4 at f1.4 was never sharp. Does it get a boost in detail with the 40 megapixel sensor from the X-T5? Yes, it does. Not much, but it does. If sharpness is what you are after, stop the lens down to f2 for a boost in the center. The corners are still soft. Going further to f2.8 gets you closer to the magic of 40 megapixels, but again, in the center, the corners are still soft. f4 is an overall improvement and the center looks stunning now. And finally, stopping this lens down to f5.6 makes it impressively sharp from corner to corner. You can crop the hell out of these images. Not many people will notice how much you cropped. This is still an impressive lens that takes full advantage of the Fujifilm colors and can give you some splendid photos with or without a 40 megapixel sensor backing it. So the answer to the questions, does the Fujifilm 35mm f1.4 support, benefit or resolve the 40 megapixels of the Fujifilm X-T5? Well, yes, for all three questions. You don't get the full resolution at f1.4, but you benefit from it. You don't get great sharpness from corner to corner until f5.6, but you do. And who cares about the corners on a 35mm, so shoot at f2, the center looks amazing. So the Fujifilm 35mm f1.4 is still an amazing lens, and my favorite on Fujifilm, and I think it will be even if Fuji makes a 60 megapixel sensor. I love its character, build quality, colors, the overall feel of the lens. It's small and light. Yes, it's not perfect, but sometimes perfect tends to be boring. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, subscribe. This helps me grow the channel and make more videos for you to watch. And if you want to support the channel even more, check out my presets pack or use the links in the description. See you soon!